Hey guys, what is going on? This is your old pal CHH. How do y'all like my gaudy mug? Look at that. Alright guys, so today's video is not one I ever thought I would make. And I wasn't even obligated to make this video. This is not something that somebody sent me and said, hey, please do a video about this so people can see them. Quite the contrary, this was a gift from a viewer in Australia. Thank you, sir. Now, I will talk about where these came from and what people do from that point. That's up to you. If you want to reach out to this person, I don't make a dime off of this. I will know nothing about it. That's strictly between you and this company if you do. But the reason I genuinely wanted to do a video about this is because I have had a big, my own personal conception about upscales. I have had two instances where upscales legitimately pissed me off. I mean, really pissed me off. Number one was the Subspecies 4 upscale that Charles Band did for the movie. Now, the story is that a negative is missing. So when it came to doing that film and they put it in that Subspecies box, that they essentially just upscaled the VHS rip. The other instance, which genuinely pissed me off, was when ViaVision decided they were going to include a Blu-ray version of Halloween 2's television cut in their release. Now, the releases were fun little releases. I thought they were, had great little lenticular covers. They were cool little chunky boxes. They're fun. And that was enough, really, for fans. I think a lot of people that bought those were buying them strictly because they were Halloween films. And that's fine, But they really sold this with having an HD version of Halloween 2. It looked like shit. That upscale actually legitimately... I almost think something was legitimately wrong with it. It looked horrible. As a matter of fact, it was blurry. The standard version was 10 times better than that. So my opinion on upscales was extremely negative. But I had a gentleman from Australia reach out to me. Now, the name of this he has is Seven Seas Reproductions. Here's an example of something. I'm going to show you guys all of these. I'm going to talk to you about all these and show you some footage from these. He said, hey, Christian, listen, I've been checking your stuff out. I've seen you kind of talk about some upscale stuff, and I think you've had some bad experiences. I'd love for you to just check these out. Here, I'm going to send these to you. I said, fine. That sounds good to me. So he sent me these. Now, these are upscales of the Friday the 13th sequels from 3 to 8. Now, I actually have a few other versions for him. He actually had sent me a 16mm print version of Return of the Living Dead upscaled, which actually was really cool, as well as Return of the Living Dead 2 upscaled. He said, Christian, the thing about upscales is the source you're using is the most important thing. And a lot of these are from the newest versions available for these films. So I want to show you guys these. Then I want to talk to you about the experience of watching them, as well as showing you some actual footage. Like I actually filmed my TV to show you guys some of this. So part 1 and part 2 obviously have 4Ks, so that is not something he gave me. This is a upscaled from the Scream Factory release of Friday the 13th Part 3. Pretty cool, right? The artwork choices was interesting. He used really cool still images from the movies as a 4K UHD. And here's the back. Now, guys, like putting this one on, like I know that film was done in 3D. And, that's all well and good. I don't expect this one to ever be this will never be the best looking Friday the 13th film on 4K. It just won't. I got to say, it was pretty impressive seeing this upscaled. There were certainly moments that were super sharp in this that I was like, oh, wow. Now, what we saw happen with Jaws 3 was, and I think that was an AI upscale, artificially cleaning up the faces and sharpening things up. That's not the way the movie actually looked. This looked a lot more natural, quite frankly, than what they did with Jaws 3. I would be happy if they tried to make the actual 4K, if and when it comes out, to look like this. It still held that 3D kind of quality to it, that blurriness, but there were certainly moments that looked really sharp. But again, even in that case, I don't think anybody would anticipate Part 3 ever looking great. Super high definition. They're just filmed in 3D. What are you going to do? This is where things get interesting, guys. Here is a upscaled Friday the 13th, a final chapter 4K. Now, this one was super impressive. Here's the way the discs look. And I should say this. These movies will not play correctly on a PlayStation. You have to use an actual 4K player. The PlayStation 5, and I can't speak for the Xbox, but I would assume the same thing. Maybe not. The PlayStation 5 doesn't play these right, and there's these weird green bars on the top and bottom. You have to play these in an actual player. This one, I'm at the end of this, guys. I'm going to show you guys images from the movies and how sharp they were. I did an Instagram post of this, and people saw the screenshots I took, and they were like, "Holy shit, that looks great." This one looked fantastic upscale. Now the source obviously was a 4K scan of the film. Looked phenomenal. This one looked phenomenal this way. I was super impressed by it. Super impressed by this one. This one looked really, really, really good. Next up, guys. Oh, man. This one rocked the house. This was an upscale for Friday the 13th Part 5. Now, I should note, one cool thing he did for me with these is he made these personal copies. You can see it's actually got my logo down there on all these. Friday Part 5. This one, and I expected this one to look really good. It did. Now, this is where I really saw some improvements from the old Scream Factory ones for sure, because those were 1080p Blu-rays, and seeing these get bumped up in PQ big time was impressive. I mean, the opening where you see Tommy watching the two guys dig up Jason's body was amazing, and this one really rocked the house. I mean, if anything, what's cool about seeing these kind of upscales is it changes my mind a little bit on the science behind upscales and how it's done, because I really do see now the biggest thing is what's the source. And that makes sense when I think about it. When you've got a Halloween 2 television SD version getting upscaled, and then you have a VHS of Subspecies 4, they actually deteriorate the picture worse somehow trying to upscale them. But if you have a good source and then you try to upscale it, it's like, no, you can work with that, right? So this was super impressive, and it looked remarkably good. Now, this one rocked the house. Of course, I'm talking about Jason Lives from 7 Seas Reproductions. Again, all of these have my personal logo at the bottom. This one, and I'm glad he used that image for the cover. I'll show you guys at the end how good this looked. Some of this stuff looked phenomenal. I mean, the level of detail, the sharpness, and the colors when the electricity hit absolutely was stellar for this. I don't know what to say. I couldn't believe it. It looked so good. These films, and here's another thing I gotta say. The reality is, I genuinely think that these films, the latter Friday the 13th, look better than the earlier ones. Like, the color, some of the choices that they did was fantastic. Again, here's another one. Jason Lives, Part 7, The New Blood, was amazing. Now, what really blew me away is what we saw in the beginning of the movie when you see the intro play where you see the mask cut, then you see the mask cut, and it's the logo for Part 7. Looked so good. Like I said, these upscales really open my eyes to, okay, they can be done and done well, and these latter sequels need to be on 4K. I really hope Paramount gets their head out of their ass, and it either allows people to do it or does it themselves soon. And of course, guys, last but certainly not least, Jason Takes Manhattan. Remarkably good. Again, same thing. I really saw the biggest jump, obviously, with these, because these were taken, obviously, from 1080p versions of the films, Part 5, 6, 7, and 8. And that's where you got to see the sun shine a little bit brighter on these, right? Because we're upscaling these from full 1080p as opposed to 4K 1080p. And even those looked amazing, but really seeing these jump up was impressive. It just really excites me that hopefully one day Paramount will get their head out of their ass. But yeah, these looked really good. My mind has been opened up a little bit on upscaling. I mean, can you blame me, though? I mean, clearly I've had some horrible experiences with them, but, you know, these were cool. So to review, we have a Jason Takes Manhattan one, Part 7, and I really dig the art choices he did on these, too. Really nice choices. Part 6, maybe my favorite cover. It may be my favorite one. Part 5, and then Part 3. Part 4, excuse me. And then Part 3. Now, I actually have a Freddy vs. Jason one. And if you guys enjoy this, what I'm going to do is I will actually do a full breakdown on the way that one looks next. Show you guys some images, some footage, and talk about that one. Because that one, again, was from just a full 1080p, so that'd be really interesting to watch that one. He did not ask me to even do a video about this, but I wanted to because it really did open my eyes about what upscaling is, and I don't think it necessarily has to be a dirty word anymore. Some of you are probably way ahead of the curve on this on me, but like I said, I've only had horrible experiences with that. So without further ado, guys, let me show you a few shots from these sequels, and you can see how good they look with your own eyes. So let me know your thoughts on these, guys. Enjoy this little bit of footage. God bless y'all. Take care. Huge giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind the scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.